Yo, welcome back everybody. It is officially Q4 of 2022. Good riddance. Q3 was absolutely brutal, and I, for one, welcome our new quarter. Really couldn't be less boring. I'm going to try to turn on the tunes here. I need a little bit of hype. Not really the most exciting day so far. There we go. Got some tunes going. Turn it up for you guys. So we're going to take a look at a bunch of charts. We're going to take a look at markets, Forex, stocks, Bitcoin, cryptos. We're going to see what's moving and what's to come in this month of October. Will it be Uptober or Rektober? We'll find out. So smash the like button, smash the likes and subscribe buttons, guys. It's great to have you here. Let's get a little hype going. It's probably going to be a hard ask to get to 420 likes today, but we'll do our best. We'll do our best. Quick shout out into the new month. We're going to have some new sponsors coming, but for the moment we have Bybit and Market Cypher standing by us, keeping the lights on. Shout out to them. Links in the video description below, guys. We also have Crown Analysis, our new project launching this month. Check it out if you haven't yet. There's only one article. I wrote it. We're going to be uploading more very soon, so keep your eyes out. Keep your eyes peeled. Let's get into it. Pretty big day yesterday. We saw Bitcoin, stocks, Forex all close their quarters, and we're into the last quarter. So historically, or at least from a macro perspective, Q4 is typically, and this isn't even applying necessarily to crypto, but typically the most bullish quarter of the year, mostly because of spending. We have retail spending for holidays like Christmas. We have companies coming in, expanding or burning off any surplus on their budgets with advertising. As a YouTuber, I see this every year. Q4 is known to content creators as the highest grossing for ad revenue. Will that be true this year? I could see some mix-up in this rhythm, let's say. I could see some mix-up. There's going to be some big numbers that come out. I don't believe we have an FOMC meeting this month for whatever reason, which is really annoying. I think they might have it November 1st or something odd, but we do have some interesting economic events coming up this month. Let's see if they show up if I pull this up. Great. This is what I get. This is what I get for not planning. October, apply. We've got, gosh darn it, it reset all of my filters. Oh, bear with me. I did this before we started and then just reset. All right, for the U.S., let's see. We've got PCE price index, non-farm employment changes, crude inventories. That's going to be interesting, as we saw kind of a mix-up last month on our crude oil inventories in the U.S. Core CPI on the 13th. We don't see any speeches going out until October 20th. Boo, we need Chair. Something tells me he will be speaking, even if it doesn't have it on here. I have a feeling he's going to say something. This month. So let's see. Bitcoin. Let's look at the quarterly close here. Not quite where we wanted it. Did we get a little bit lower than we expected? Not great. We did not breach Q2's low. I bet that actually is surprising to many. We essentially waited over 100 days so far in an entire quarter without June's lows being broken. This is in a stark contrast to stocks, which we'll take a look at. Breaking their lows, Bitcoin showing relative strength versus both stocks and Forex. Very spicy setup. Now, this does not mean that we're guaranteed to go up or anything like that, but it's interesting. It's interesting, at least if Bitcoin can really hold June's low. If we see the rest of the markets continue to tumble, that is actually a really strong argument. And we're also going to look at gold here, and I'm going to show you why I'm a little skeptical on gold. I don't have, we haven't seen much movement on this first day of trading, and that makes a lot of sense because October started into Saturday. Today's Saturday. Tomorrow's Sunday. We don't have trading until the 3rd. So we might not expect much volatility up at least until tomorrow and when we see those markets open. So yeah, let's take a peek. We're seeing a red candle, but we haven't had much movement. We have our macro supports here. We did not hold it. 19.9. That's a little bit of a bummer. I was hoping to see a little more upside into September's close. Looks like we didn't quite get it. Sitting below us, of course, is our support of, in my opinion, this is the big one, the big support. If we see a breakdown on Bitcoin, 13.8 is definitely where I'm looking. We had not only our yearly and quarterly candles in 2017 and 18 open and close there, showing us a reversal, showing us an area of high value, of control. We also had in 2019 a rally rejected exactly at 13.8. This was a huge surprise before falling down into March's crash and recovery. That's all history. So let's actually zoom her in to the month. Boom. Not what I was looking for. Crap. So last month in September, we did see lower lows versus the previous 3 months. We saw higher lows. And we saw 19.9 holding on as a monthly support, and it does look like we closed below by 2-3% here on September's close. Very disappointing. Not a great look. Really not a great look, in my opinion. I was really hoping to see the monthly settle up above. That's a bummer. That is indeed a bummer. Let's add this to our chart. Boom. 23.3 going to act as resistance above us. Very likely. Very likely. 29,000 still on our radar, still on the chart. This was 2021's open, and this is the critical value for Bitcoin to reclaim in this quarter, which may look something like this. To close above. Now, it might be hopium. You guys might not like this idea, but in order to avoid a bearish engulf on the yearly, which Bitcoin has never traded into before this year, more or less closed, Bitcoin will have to look to close above 29K by the end of the year. I think that this is possible. I don't see the factors. I don't see the macro environment. Very hostile. Designed for Bitcoin was designed for it, but I'm not seeing yet. I really think it's going to take. It's really going to take something. We did see an exodus from. We did see an exodus from some of our Forex markets here. Let me pull this up. Where did this go? Here we go. British pound dumping close to parity. We've seen it bounce. On this dump, we saw the highest Bitcoin to GBP trading volumes, about 11 times the normal daily average on this dump. This did show or suggest that investors were fleeing the pound, potentially into Bitcoin. That is an interesting setup. If we see more of this, if we see, say, the Fed come in hawkish again, and we see some major Forexes crash, I think it's going to be a very spicy thing to look at. The volumes traded in those currency pairs. Do we see all-time high volumes? If we do, that could suggest that Bitcoin is absorbing some of the blood that we're seeing across markets. I think it's probably too early to really get hopeful on that, as many of these currencies, JPY, the CAD, CNY, China's yuan, these are all either approaching or have broken major historical supports. Things like the Swedish krona at all-time lows. Now, we do see a little bounce here on the new week, but really the world is in chaos when it comes to Forex markets. It would be an interesting thing to see Bitcoin show its resilience here, and it really could crush some of the skeptical viewpoints on it as a hedge of inflation or store of value. This is going to bring us to gold. Now, gold is one of the spiciest charts, despite not moving that much, as gold tends to do. But it's one of the spiciest charts because it has a really interesting story. Gold, we saw break in September. Its historical, maybe 2-3 year supports traded lower into September. And what we saw into September's close was a rally back to the previous support. You'll see that right here at 1675. This is a daily chart, settling up the last day of September, the last day of the quarter, by back testing the previous resistance, potentially previous support, potentially as resistance. We see a wick on the daily candle there that could show sellers came in. There's something even more interesting with this story, though. So while gold is losing against the dollar, seemingly everything is losing against the dollar. It's not just gold, right? If you look at gold, and we could do this during the stream, we'll see how we're vibing. We'll see how we're feeling. Gold maybe and likely is gaining value against these other currencies. So the GBP, the euro, certainly the Swedish krona, gold's value in those currencies, it is showing itself as a hedge against inflation when we look at other pairs, but not against the dollar. So it's a pretty spicy setup, and we were kind of, or I was on Twitter at least, suggesting a setup where the dollar continues to rally, and we see Bitcoin start to climb against these other currencies, potentially back to all-time highs. So let's say BTC Euro, BTC GBP, probably likely BTC SEC, the Krona. That would set it up for something very interesting that we've never really seen before on currencies at large scale. We have seen, let's say, I believe the Turkish lira. A good example I'd say is BTC UST. Now, of course, that's a different example, but UST, Luna's algorithmic stablecoin, proved not to be stable. We saw Bitcoin trade like $1 million. Now, that's a little different, but it's the same concept as what would happen. And that I do not know. It would be very interesting, and I think it would present a strong bullish case, but we're not there yet. To continue gold's spiciness, we see a pretty clear support here. In the last day, came back up to test the previous support as resistance. If we see gold drop below 1620, I think that there is farther downside ahead, and probably significant farther downside. We can find some kind of support back here at the start or end of 2019, 2020, down at 1450. I believe this was our previous target when we said if we see this yearly support break, we're going to be looking down in the 1450 zone. On the table. Everything to the downside is still on the table. I'm still a perma bull, I always will be. But right now, downsides are looking likely across the board, certainly not exclusive to Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. It's hard to find any asset that has seen any kind of growth over the last month or two. You can look at bond yields. Clearly, I did a whole thing with Altcoin Daily, and I've been doing it on other channels too, where I said basically, where's the money going? That's actually what our first article is on crownanalysis.com. So check that out. Where's the money going? Bond yields and the dollar, really, that's all we can find. Now, I don't think that is fully, I don't think that fully explains exactly where money flow is going. I think there's more to the story that we will find. US 2-year, US 10, there we go. I think there's more to the story that will come out as time goes on, but we see the 10-year and the 2-year doing very well. This is not a great sign when investors think the best they can get over the next 10 years or 2 years is in a government bond. Not a great sign for a healthy economy. Retail numbers coming into Q4 are likely going to be very compelling evidence of what is to come. So let's jump back to Bitcoin before I get too lost. We settle up this weekly with not very much volatility. Kind of still range bound below that 19.9 number we're looking for. It is like watching paint dry. Alchemist, shout out to him, said something earlier. Market Cypher might have a little pop in store, but nothing too great. Said something earlier, don't touch dry paint or something like that. And I think there's a good analogy to be made there. Basically, when you're watching the paint dry, don't touch it. Don't feel like you have to make a move. We have been trading in a range. Now, if you are an experienced trader, if you like range trading, if you're good at it, all the more power to you. But don't feel as if you have to make a trade. No trade is often the best trade. I say that a lot. We have been very much range bound since June. If you were playing, I don't know, maybe 22,000, maybe we'll call like 21.5 down to 19.5, that's a 5% range, you may have been pretty successful here. But other than that, if you're looking for a long-term, well, leverage is never long-term, but if you're looking for some kind of big move, this market is unlikely to deliver that right now. You're going to find yourself being eaten by funding fees, sitting, basically draining money, draining value to the exchanges. Yeah, not the spiciest. This has been a long time. June 18th, 2022, we saw our low come in, 17.5. It is unbreached. It's been 105 days. Interesting thing comes to mind here. I believe from the 3,100 low in 2017, it took 107 days. I believe it was 107 days till we broke out of the range. Yeah, let's just look back at it quick. From the low, 2017, 18. Man, I got my dates wrong. 2018 to April 1st. 108 days. Interesting fun fact. Does that mean in 108 days, so like 3 more days, will we see movement? It's interesting. I will say, as I'm saying this out loud, it is interesting that that likely lines up with, October 3rd, the first trading day. Something to keep your eyes on, something to consider. Certainly doesn't guarantee anything, but this time, this range of time, was definitely 107, 108 days, and we're coming up on that now again. So, I don't know. Draw your own conclusions, guys. We don't give financial advice here. I just go through the charts and share with you kind of what I see, what I'm thinking, and that definitely caught my eye. Let's see. October 3rd. All right, that's kind of spooky. That's a little spooky. And it's October, so it's a spooky time. It's a good time for spooks. What's up, crypto fan? How you doing, No Eggs? Let me pop out the chat here. Let me refresh. Let's see what you guys are doing. 51% of us with only 200 votes. I know the viewership is not too strong. It's not a lot of spice today. 51%. Now it's 50-50 with 206 votes. We're split between Uptober and Rektober. I did not put a neutral vote for some reason. I don't know. You get chopped up. That's right, Jason Catlin. Getting chopped up. Not a great way to go. What happens is in these prolonged sideways periods, what it really is in my mind is the market's looking to close leverage positions by getting people chopped up, by either just hitting stops, liquidity. Speaking of which, we released a new short video today on liquidity. Go ahead, watch that after the live, pinned to the top of the chat. Essentially what happens is you're in a position, you get stopped out right before it does end up moving. I haven't been taking trades. I'm not really a chop trader. It's not my jam. And I haven't really been taking trades. We had some good shorts. We had some good longs. And now I'm waiting for the market to actually make a move, whether that's to the upside or downside. At this point, I don't care. I just want it to make a move. Floptober. We'll do Floptober. You got liquidated 4 times some stake. If you get liquidated, you're using too much leverage. That's a symptom of too much leverage, for show. Protect your capital. Dollars are on the rise, or have been on the rise. You don't want to lose them. And nothing is as precious as the Bitcoin. You don't ever want to lose that. Let's see. 24-hour change. RSR Reserve Rights token up 20%. Weirdly separating in the last 24 hours from the rest of the crypto market. TKX. I don't know what this is either. Similar move. Now 0% change in 1 hour. Strange. Stellar up to 12 cents. That's weird. That makes me think that maybe we should check on that Stellar trade we set up a while ago. Really nothing too crazy is going on. This looks suspicious to me. I don't know what this is. What is this TKX? Trading volume. 24-hour volume? 55 million? That's more than I thought it would be. Huh. I don't know. I don't know what this is. I'm not going to make a judgment call, but in general, guys, I do say be very weary of coins that are pumping when the rest of the market is doing nothing or dumping. Usually it's a trap. I don't know about this thing. I don't know what's going on with it, but speaking more broadly to markets, you do see some very bad entries, very bad trades appear when the market isn't doing anything, and all of a sudden something else pops. Usually those moves get retraced. Usually they get retraced. XLM, though, I do want to pull up because we recently put a trade on there. Did put a trade. Have not hit. Okay. Looking for like 14 cents. But our idea was right. Our trade didn't really get filled. Our TP didn't get hit. But our idea was right. We were saying, okay, we have a descending wedge. We have support at 10 cents. Now we don't. Statistically, we would expect that support to break as it's been hammered over and over again and weakened. But what we can do here as smart traders, not financial advice, is look to make a trade, a long trade, with a tight stop below support, and we can look to eke out some of that potential bounce. Didn't quite play, but we were on the right side here. We had the right idea. Maybe a more conservative trader would have gotten it. Traded up to 13.2 cents. That's 32% gain from 10 cents, so we're on the right side of the trade. Still, though, with the lower highs, this is not looking super hot. And it is, I will admit this, it is reminiscent of Bitcoin. Weird that another coin would look like it. Of course it does. But we have a pretty flat bottom. And we have descending highs. This is not a great pattern. Not a very bullish pattern. Let's do it like this. That looks pretty nice. Do we have a descending wedge? Do we have a bearish pattern on Bitcoin? I think most people would agree. I think most people would agree right now. You may look to take a similar trade or a similar logic to that XLM trade. You can look to set your stops. The problem is that this wick is definitely lower than we're seeing on that XLM trade, and that gives you less. It gives you less of an ability to really have a tight stop. There's not a lot of analysis to be done right now in Bitcoin. It's pretty much as simple as, well, we have a low. That low hasn't been broken. 17.5. If we break it, we're probably looking at 13.8. If we don't break it, well, then we're back in an uptrend, right? If you never break a low, that means you're going up over whatever period of time. Until that happens, there's not going to be much to report. I will say that this does kind of look, it does remind me of that 2018 consolidation back here. The one we looked at earlier, 107 days. 107 days will give us October 3rd. That'll be our first trading day of the quarter for traditional markets. This is reminiscent. It's not exactly the same, but I do see some similarities. You have a fall, a low, a high kind of rejection. I'll call this a creek, kind of that M shape. And what we're looking for to make it similar is, well, your low was never retested and you just climbed back up. We want to see that happen again if you're bullish. Get that similar M, so we'd want to see something like this. Could be hopium. Could be. But as long as 17.5 isn't broken, we have some other charts that would back that up. As long as our total crypto market cap, as long as the previous high isn't lost, it would be an agreement. That's all we got to do. Total holding that low. Previous resistance tested as support. I'm praying that it doesn't. Praying that it does not break 761 billion on total. Where's this BTC market cap? Market cap BTC. It's interesting that Bitcoin market cap also looks exactly like total in the sense of you have the previous all-time high. 2017 tested as support in June's sell-off, in June's crash, whatever you want to call it, and it's held. As long as this is true, there is a bullish case. There absolutely is a bullish case as long as this is true. That does not mean it can't break down. But at the moment, it has held, and so there is hope. There is hopium to be had. We can still puff our hopium bowls, whatever you want to call it. Bitcoin market cap looks more like the previous bear market bottom, in my opinion, than BTC price, BTC USD. It's spicy, man. It's spicy in the boringest of ways. That's all right. Eye of the storm. Chirp out. What's up, Dennis Barra? The pickle. How you doing, brother? Don't trade your friends, fair. Don't do that. XRP has been a joy. Has XRP even done anything? I had alerts set. We called like the 50-cent psychological resistance. Has it gone anywhere? It's not looking terrible. That lower high is looking like a horn top, but we will see. We will see. 50 cents, we were talking about this a while ago, saying this is like a psychological, this isn't really a horizontal resistance, but it's in our minds. And they do tend to interact with price, but they don't tend to be pivot points, major pivot points. They tend to be kind of consolidation areas before continuation. I'm still looking at 61.8, especially if we see some kind of movement on the XRP case. What about the XRP chart? Asked him. All right, well, I got you. There you go. But at the moment, I mean, it definitely moved away from the pack in September. breaking its June highs. You see a pretty decent back test of resistance there as support. So I'd like to see XRP hold 44 cents. But there's not much going on there. Dang, it did trade up to 55. It almost got to that 61 cent mark. I don't know. Break weekly order block. Yep. As soon as we broke 39 cents and we moved to 50. Ta-da. Magic. Magic. What's up, Kunal? The next October month after every bull run is bleedy. This has been a cycle of firsts. I have been using history to try to view the current chart on Bitcoin. I did that throughout the entire bull run, and it did not, it was not kind. Most of history really led us in the wrong direction, and so I don't think using historical, like the cyclical historical pattern is going to be very productive. Look at how flat this is. This is literally watching paint dry. 3 days. 3 days we've been virtually at 19.4, 19.3. Wow. Smash the like button for the paint drying. Kramer coin is surging. I would short Kramer coin, man. Not financial advice. What's up, Neil Weston? Gasper, my man's here. View IT. Trying to get some time off during the week to become a full-time trader. Brother, being a full-time trader is like, it's like a fantasy. In order to be able to be a successful full-time trader, you have to have enough money, capital to trade with, in my opinion, that you don't really need to trade full-time, like millions. I think it's a really risky thing to do. There's a huge difference between trading on your free time, trading for fun, trading like swing trading kind of thing where time isn't a factor. When you're trading full time, all of a sudden, not only do you have to be successful, but now you have to be successful on a clock, on a stopwatch. You have to make a certain amount of money. That's going to force you, or it's going to encourage you to take positions that you maybe wouldn't have. It's going to make you or push you towards being more risky, more risk on. I would not recommend it personally. I would not recommend it. The best thing a trader can have is a separate source of income that is not related to the market. That's my opinion. First step to becoming a full-time trader is a full-time sociopath. True that. You want to buy QNT, but you're afraid. You're FOMOing. B. Baker. Well, then don't put all your money. Don't like all in. No, just pick up a tiny bit. Whatever you were gonna throw into it, try like a quarter. Then wait to see what happens. Don't go all in or all out ever. That's what I say. Slow it down. Slow it down. Would you long now Matic, Barney? I wouldn't long anything right now, and that might come back to bite me in the butt, but I'm not making any trades at the moment. There's way too much uncertainty. Honestly, as early as maybe October 3rd, we may have a little more clarity or a little more certainty in the market. But right now, I think you're likely to get stopped out of almost any position you take. What's up, Emiliano? No eggs. Let's hit 420 likes. I like that. Let's do it. LFG fam. I believe in you. BNB is for fees. I've never used my BNB for fees. What's up, Robert? How you doing, brother? Sean? Good to see you guys. Tommy V. Shout out to all the beautiful people in Crown Town. I like those good vibes. I like those good vibes. Leth climbed to 2K again. Kunal. Someday. Eventually. Wouldn't doubt it. Would not doubt it. Need to take a peek at ETH. I think Ethereum, as far as my alerts have gone off to my memory, Ethereum has held its support. No, it's funny is we drew this pattern a long time ago. We drew this pattern like back here, and it happened. And it's looked like it wasn't going to play out multiple times now. And it's funny that it does seem to be in this head and shoulders into inverse head and shoulders move. If this plays out, then Ethereum is pretty clear for 2K. The timeline on that, I have no idea. Not a clue. That's pretty ugly. That's pretty ugly. Not gonna lie. Ethereum did and still does have strong support around 1,250. You do have pretty strong resistance, though, at 1,420. Sideways trading like the rest of the market. I'm not a huge fan of this on the daily. Not really a huge fan of what this looks like. It's kind of like an ascending channel climb here. Usually you'd expect that to break to the downside. But there's not a lot going on there, man. You're just chilling right at support. Consolidating. It does kind of look like some distribution, doesn't it? Could look worse on Market Cipher. Could look worse. 2K. 2K is not absurd, though. The problem is you could definitely go back to 2K and then not have anything happen. You could even go higher. You could probably go as high as 2,500, and you're still just looking at this bigger ascending channel. I wouldn't bet on it until we see the market moving. The only thing I would bet on right now until we have some kind of volatility boost is this. This is what I would maybe bet on, just sideways. It's fun that we put out a short video back here about Ethereum going to 2,000 or 1,250. Oh, how quickly people forget. I even forgot. Watching the paint dry. We should rename the stream to Watching the Paint Dry. You think XRP should go up to confirm a bull run? What do I think? I think that your opinion is just as valid as mine, my friend. I mean, if the market enters a bull run, pretty good odds that XRP will go up. Same with Ethereum. Same with Bitcoin. Interesting here. We haven't seen a full 618. Huh. I might look to make a trade here. Now that I've got the juices flowing. I like that. I like this. Not financial advice. Please don't just copy my trades. It will not go well for you. I could see something like this in play, though. I could see something like that. We haven't quite even tested 19.1. We have wicks that are close, but not a full test. Maybe 19.1, stop under your 236 retracement underneath you in the high 1890s. Looking to close that before 19.9. That's not that bad of a play. I kind of like it. Kind of like it. Who knows how this will play out, though? This could just dick around. I could see something like that. First live show. What's up, Bomb Iggy? From Twitter. This is your first live? I'm sorry. I'm sorry that this is your first live, man. This is not the spiciest of lives. We're just going through some charts. There's really not a lot of movement. There's really nothing of super interest to talk about. But I'm glad that you're here, fam. Make sure you guys are in the Discord, by the way. If you're not in the Discord, you should be. It's the best way to keep track of everything going on. Beardy Day, Vanessa, I love them both. Where are they? Are they here? What's up, Phil C? 3 months of upside. Honestly, Phil, that does make a lot of sense. It does. That would make a lot of sense. There's no way to, confirm this or guarantee it or something. But we've had 3 red quarters in a row. We are in a bearish engulfed yearly. Bitcoin's never seen that. To see Q4, the historically, kind of most bullish, historically, I would say, the most bullish quarter. This is a Q4. This is a Q4. To see a green Q4 is not crazy. The problem is you have so much upside to make up that a green Q4 isn't enough. Like, we need this kind of Q4, like a 170% Q4, 220% Q4. Those could put us back. They would put us back not really even anywhere of significance. Let's use 170, but yeah, we'll use 170, even though I think that's the wrong choice. Even 170% gain puts us back at 51K. It doesn't get us out of trouble. Like, that could you could see this play out again, right? Like, so we'd say here and here. That 170% gain could just be this exact move, putting us back at a lower high, retesting the lows. Wouldn't that be the worst? Wouldn't that just ruin everyone? God, I've just cursed the world by saying this out loud. Because now it's like probably going to happen because I said it out loud. Even these big candles just puts us at a lower high. And we've seen that at least in the last cycle, lower high, back to the support, then finally run. Anything is possible. I got hammered trying to follow the previous cycle, saying this should look the same because we've seen similar cycles over and over again. So let's apply it, because what else do we have to go off of? And that really did get me hammered. Like, I didn't lose tons of money or something, but my analysis based on it was totally wrong, because this cycle was unlike any previous cycle. Unlike it. And so that made a lot of what I was looking for invalid. Got to stay more dynamic. I don't plan on getting caught that way again. I put alerts. None of them will go off while we're live. That's all right. Fahid Hussan. It's going to be Nopetober. Just sideways? All right. What if we just go sideways all through October, all through November, then December we get a huge rally? What do you think would be the most painful? That's really what it is. What's the most painful thing that we can imagine? That's probably what's going to happen. Lagarde's tan. I don't know what that is. Crypto Crab, man. Very telling name, though. Daniel, bottom in your feeling. I would not be surprised that 17.5 is the bottom. I would not be surprised. Potential bull flag on that 3-month? Not really. No. I wish. I wish. If anything, you'd call it a bear flag, but... No. If we're reading just the candles of Q3, I think that they're awful. The only kind of thing I like about them is if we look at Q1, if we look at this candle right here, it really is just this candle upside down. It would have been even more perfect if it closed green. But what do you see in Q1? We saw a low bottom wick with a short top wick and a thin body. We fell. Then we saw a short bottom wick with a tall top wick and a thin body. If it was green, it would be exactly upside. It would be exactly inverse. But I don't know. I could see a green Q3 or Q4. I could definitely see a green Q4. Does it get us anywhere is the question. I don't know. We may end up looking at this again, right? It's possible. Let's copy these bars, see what that looks like. Let's maybe do it like this. Wouldn't that suck? How painful would that be? Let's get rid of some of this. Now this is just the bars overlaid, and it's making a lot of assumptions. So this is not gospel or something. But you can see, like, if Q3 or Q4 here this quarter, it's going to take me a while to start saying Q4. Even if we get a rally all the way back to like 51 or 48, you still fit this previous pattern, falling right back, slightly higher low. Let's move this up a little bit to make it the higher low, slightly higher low, and then you really you don't come back to the all-time high until April 2024. This is possible, but I think in the same way I was wrong here to expect it again, something like this. I think it's wrong here to then assume, well, it's going to look the same. If it threw us off, it wasn't fitting of the previous cycles into this, I don't know, into what, 2021? I don't think, if we didn't get the previous cycle repeating to the upside, I don't think we're going to get the previous cycle repeating to the downside. Maybe I'm wrong again. I mean, I don't know. But I think that's somewhat logical. If they didn't see the upside price action that fits history, we probably won't see the downside price action that fits history. That could really please any perspective, though. That could mean it's worse for some reason. I'm going to keep leaning in the direction of that means it probably won't be as severe. Time will tell. No one has the answer. Nobody has the answer. Certainly not me. All right. Wow. If this was any more sideways, it would just literally be white candles. The rare white candle that you never see. There is a third color of candle. There's green, red, and there are white candles. You just don't really see them, especially not in crypto. White candles are when the price closes or opens and closes at the exact same price. It just looks like a white plus on the chart. I don't know if it's ever happened on any significant time frame for Bitcoin. Ever. Not in my knowledge. But they do exist. This is what we're looking at trade-wise. God knows how long this could take. What I'm really waiting for is October 3rd. That's going to be our first day of markets, traditional markets trading for Q4. I think we're going to see a good amount of volatility on October 3rd. Coincidentally, perhaps coincidentally, October 3rd will be 107 days from our low in June. This is some hopium. Put this in your pipe. 107 days from our low in June, which, coincidentally or not, because that will be the first day of Q4 trading, we look back to 2018, 2019. I'm starting to get my years mixed up. I've been in this shit so long. You look back to your low, and 107 days. This is some good hopium. From the low, 107 days later, we saw the price break up. Does that mean it's going to happen now? Nah. I will say that this does look pretty similar, though. This has the potential to look very similar to what's going on now. You have kind of this, lower high-ish slanting M. You don't break your low. You set higher lows. You have a flat top. That could still paint out. Looking back to now. Now you don't have a higher low, but you still have something similar. You have the fall. You have kind of that M with the higher low. So what would we look for now? Flat top, kind of a creek. Something like that. Ignore the time access because I was just doodling the shape. I probably should have just copied it, huh? Probably just should have copied it. There we go. Let's move this over. Something like this. Could this happen? Sure. Sure. We'll see. We'll see. But even that doesn't get us out of trouble. At this point, you really have to just break the previous all-time high. As crappy as that sounds, you have to break 70K. If you don't break 70K, almost any value that you do end up getting to likely just ends up looking like this. Crazier things have happened, though. Certainly crazier things have happened than just that. The upside on this run was stunted versus every previous upside. Even if you calculate in diminishing returns, it still was stunted. Even with diminishing returns, it should still be somewhere up here. So, maybe you do. Maybe you get something like that. I don't know. Keep the hopium alive. It is worth keeping the hopium alive. Doesn't mean you should be irresponsibly investing, but it's worth keeping the hopium alive until, in my opinion, until we see total market cap break. Then you can say, all right, it's doomium time, right? Hasn't broken. Still a good, solid, has a gap here. Let's see, we're up 17, 20% from our low. From the previous all-time high of total market cap. It was tested as support. That support held. If it breaks, things look pretty terrible. Not gonna lie. This is strengthened, in my opinion, when you look at Bitcoin's total market cap. So this is not total. This is just Bitcoin's market cap, which is different from Bitcoin's price. Who knows why? Raise your hand. You don't have to raise your hand. The reason why is because Bitcoin's supply is dynamic. It's ever-changing. Over time, there are more Bitcoin mined. Yes, the amount of Bitcoin mined in a time period does contract over time as well, but that does create a slightly different chart. than BTC USD. Right here and right here, supply trended up, which means it takes, oh God. More supply means less value at the same market cap. Yes. Which, yeah, there we go. Which can explain a little bit why we saw the previous all-time high broken with the same amount of value. As it stands, in my opinion, though, it's held. I don't know if that means you should be mega bullish, but it means all hope is not lost yet. All hope is not lost. And even if it breaks, all hope isn't lost. But there is a reason, there's a rhyme to some kind of hopium still. We have a good amount of clearance. Our low hasn't broken. We can see kind of this, what do you call it, a creek forming. Wouldn't be surprising to see a little jump of the creek, a Wyckoff type pattern. Retest the high. It's possible. I don't know if that's the probable thing at the moment. Like I said, I really don't think any trade is a good trade right now. I'm kind of just sitting on my hands. Remember, no trade is a trade. It is a position. Cash is a position. We did kind of eyeball this here. I think that is a decent probability trade, not financial advice. But it's 3-to-1 risk to reward. So if you believe that it has greater than a 33% chance of working, of playing through, of hitting 19.8 before high 18.9s, then maybe it's a good trade for you. I don't know. Everyone's in a different position. What's up with the likes? I don't know. It's not a hype day. I don't expect a huge turnout. But if you haven't hit the likes and subscribes yet, guys, please do. Please do. The more we hype, the more the chart will move. He lied to himself. We'll be here. We were here all through the previous bear market. We were here in the bull run. We're still here in the depths, in the murky murks with about 500 viewing. Right on. Okay. All right. All right. I haven't looked at the numbers. I was fully expecting there to be like 100 people watching. That was the last bear market numbers. We've grown. We're almost at 66,000 subscribers. We're 2/3 the way to 100K, baby. Throughout the bull run, people were like saying stuff about, because we were growing faster, who will hit 100K first, your channel or Bitcoin? And at that time I was like, Bitcoin. But we're catching up. Maybe this entire correction is so that we could catch up. How polite of you, Bitcoin. You really didn't need to. Really didn't need to do that, but you know, it's okay. You have waked and baked enough this morning to 2x the likes. Well, let's go. We got 300 likes. We have 500-ish viewing. Let's get 420 likes, guys. We can do it. We do it right now. If you just pick up your hand, put it on the phone or the mouse or whatever you're on, click the like button, go over, click subscribe, hit that little bell. We can do it with your help. Colin Dresser, yeah. I think that logic is sound. What's up, Crypto Surfer? Gene, fake token. How you doing, man? I follow you on Twitter. Everyone else can follow me on Twitter. Can I look at QNT? Sure. We're not going to do a ton of requests today because the markets aren't moving. And really, I can tell you, I haven't looked at this chart, but I can tell you, I'm going to pull it up and go, there's really not a lot to interpret here. But I'll do it for you. For the people. Oh boy. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's a Mickey Mouse. There's like a Mickey Mouse sound. All right. Yeah, this chart's interesting. I see what you were saying with the inverse head and shoulders. Yeah. I can see it. Honestly, what I would need to see, though, is this. Something like that. I want to see, it just so happens that whatever this support range was that we drew a year ago, happened to end up being the neckline. So I want to see a break into the neckline, so that means trading above 152. I can say this confidently. QNT will become very spicy to me if it breaks 152. But I'd like to see a break of 152, maybe a test of 175, then a back test of 150. That'd be very clean. That'd be a very clean long entry right there. Very classic inverse head and shoulders entry. You break 175 again, then you're looking for 290, easy. I can see it. Interesting. Market cipher B is a little fancy. It's a little fancy on this coin. Momentum's randomly up on the week out of nowhere. This is definitely one of the more interesting charts in crypto right now. In my opinion, it's really not interesting until it breaks 150. If it breaks 150, it becomes very interesting. You do have a higher high on the week. That means you have a higher high in the month here, I can tell. Not a lot looks like this. What I do like about this chart, and I know this isn't all the chart data, I'm sure there's more, is you had a very clear consolidation here back in March 21. You ran to a high and you came back and you scooped up that liquidity. That's a good place. That $50 mark is a very good place for Quant to hold its low. Doesn't guarantee that it will, but it's really a nice place for you to see that. To move back up and have a higher high in the week, this chart could look very good very quickly. I don't think going long right now is a great idea, though. I don't like to go long specifically after, you see this rise here. This one, I don't even know, 10 days of green. You're right up against resistance now. I know that we do this a lot and it gets us burned, but this is still good trading. Doesn't matter if it gets us burned. This is still a stronger trading method. Would be, in my opinion, to look to go short at that resistance. You're already buying up if you were to go long here. You're already 70% maybe off of previous resistance or support. Yeah, it might just go straight up. Shit you can do about it. That's why you can take a position like this and look to have a tight stop. And look to play it maybe back down to 82. It's possible you see it. If you're more conservative, maybe only to 110, something like that. I think this is the more logical play as you're approaching resistance. To go long here is really betting on a horse that has already, I don't know, run a marathon, run a race, and now you're betting on it to win another race after. Can work out, but it's not statistically the right play in my opinion. None of this is financial advice. Yeah, to summarize though, 152. I have an alert set. You saw me set it there. You break 152, and this is looking pretty spicy. I think I own some Quant, but I couldn't tell you when I bought it or how much. Probably not a big position. Do gators travel in the water when they're flooding Florida? I would assume so, Julio. I would assume so. No problem, Kit Wombat. Good chart, man. Good chart. Appreciate you putting that in the chat. Got to go. You're the pool man, water calls man. You probably overflowing with business right now if you're in Florida. Mr. B says likes and comments have nothing to do with Google recommending the video to people. It's all about retention. I agree. I don't think comments have any influence in YouTube anymore. But on a live stream, chat and likes definitely do. I can tell you that from experience. On published videos, I think it's all about retention. It's all about, does that viewer continue to watch after that video? Do they come back to that video? Yeah. Live streams are actually very different from published content on YouTube. Very different. They're the only thing that actually is like sorted differently in discovery as well. Subscribing during the live, definitely a big thing. If you haven't subscribed, you definitely should. And if you do it while we're live, it helps out the channel for sure. I'm a bit of a guru when it comes to the discovery here. How do you think we're still growing in the bear market, baby? Because I've put in the time. I know what YouTube wants from me. I know. Keep calm, DCA on. Not bad advice. As long as you're DCAing responsibly, you have your, a strong grasp of your in and out, meaning you understand what a budget is. You understand how that works. As long as you're not overextending, DCA away, baby. Great time to diversify, though. Not just crypto. Great time if you have excess money. Not financial advice, even though that sounds like it. I personally believe it's a great time to be DCAing, but not just in crypto. Stocks are down huge. As a millennial, this is maybe the best time we've had ever to invest. But investing means that you're able to avoid a real life stop loss, real life liquidation. And what that is you investing too much, not being able to pay your bills, and then having to sell all your assets at a low. Got to avoid that. Most people who are successful long term do so because they budgeted properly, not because they picked the right horses. Because they knew how many races they could run a month. That's it. That's what separates most winners from losers. What's up, Sin? Good to see you, brother. Space Water, I have honestly, people are welcome to believe in and invest in whatever they want. I share what I believe in and what I invest in, but I don't really judge people for what they do. I've been pretty clear with Luna C. I think it's a terrible idea. But I can't stop people. I know they won't listen to me. Because I've tried for years and no one's ever listened. So I do my best. Luna C has looked worse. It's looked worse. Yeah. Good luck. Good luck. I could see like a move up to a higher low. I could see this. Something like that. Just good luck, man. Here's what I say when it comes to Luna C and other things that I think are a bad idea. I know you won't listen to me, and I believe that, it's your money. You do whatever you want. You invest in what you believe. If you believe in Luna C, good for you. That's fine. No, I don't judge you. But if you have to invest, despite my opinion, do it in like spot. Please do not take leverage. Please do not use leverage on things like this. In general, in my opinion, in crypto, you should only use leverage with Bitcoin. It's the only thing with enough liquidity. Something with a small market cap, especially micro caps, there's not enough liquidity for leverage to be an effective tool. You can easily just get stopped on it. So if you have to do this, that's fine. Please, just do it in spot though. Please, for me. Just for me. If it's going to go to infinity like you think it will, then your spot will go to infinity too, right? Yeah. Top show, you're back. Right on, Space. Space Water, you are invited back every day, my friend. Hats off to you. Cheers. Luna C. Oh, I like that House of ERS. Bro, I'm going to tweet that. Luna C. Ooh. That is clever wordplay. That is going to make a great shit post, my friend. I am definitely going to shit post that. Luna C. Luna C. Ooh. Luna. Ooh. Luna C. There we go. This is going to get me some BM. This is going to get me some hate. That's okay. I'm a nice guy. If you hate me, that's your problem. All right, what do you guys think? I'm going to send it. Did I spell lunacy right? I'm not good at spelling. Google has spoiled me. Google and autocorrect have spoiled me. Here's the tweet. Lunacy? Lunacy. I like it. Shout out. Shout out for that inspiration. That is a quality crap post, my friend. I am the OG armchair Fed watcher, Grant M. That is correct. We made it cool. Can you guys can we just stop for a second and ponder that? We have been covering the FOMC meetings for 2 or 3 years. They're boring. They're not interesting, right? We've covered them for 2 or 3 years, and we have somehow managed to make them cool. We have thousands of people tune in when we do it. We had 3,500 We had 3,500 viewers on the last FOMC meeting, concurrent live viewers. We have like 500 here today watching me trade. We've somehow made it cool. And that's on top of now, how many channels have you guys seen try to copycat it? Like when we go live on those, I see like 50 other live streams. There used to be zero. Now there's like 50. So even despite competition. Oh, did I do it wrong? Yeah. Whatever. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. The point is just to be a crap post. We're goofing. Lunac. Not Lunac. Oh, well. I think it's close enough, right? We'll get a bunch of BM for it. People be like, I love the coin. That's fun. Luna is a 30-year investment. It's been around for what, 1 year? I don't know if it's like a. I don't know, man. You guys invest in what you want to invest in. Christoph van der Merwe. May and please ask about Fly Franklin. I don't know what that is. I wouldn't touch it, Karen Carden, but that's me, man. I am very risk off in crypto. I like my boomer coins, as the new kids say. I like my boomer coins. Why? Because they have proven they are not going anywhere. They've proven it. I dip into the crap coins, into the low markets, micro caps. I dip, but when I do, I use like 0.1% of my portfolio. I don't ever put a sizable chunk of money into like anything new, because you don't need to. Think about it. The smaller the market cap, the smaller the position you need to make a lot of money off of it. I had this is the story I always tell because people like it. I had $150 worth of Doge, and I liked Dogecoin. Nobody liked Dogecoin. I like Dogecoin because it's proof of work. It's just a clone of Bitcoin. There's nothing jokey about it. It's not a token. People mine it just like you mine Bitcoin. It wasn't pre-mined, ICO'd, etc. I had $150 worth of it. At the peak of Doge's run, had I not sold any because I took some profits on the way up, that $150 would have been 160 grand. More than that. You don't need to dump all your money. And you could say, but Tom, you could have put all your money in it and you could have been a billionaire. Yeah, dude, and I could have bought a lottery ticket and won. You know, like, that's not how it works. The reason I was able to watch it go up and down is because I only had $150 worth of it. The most I could lose is $150. I just didn't care. That's the only reason I was able to wait years of it doing nothing. I chop traded it up a little bit, but had I put all my money in it, I would have freaked out a million times. I would have sold at a loss at some point. You don't need a huge bag on little cap coins. You can have a little bit and it can turn into a big amount of money. I've seen it happen. I bought some Matic at 1 cent. I think I bought 26, like maybe $50 worth, and it was worth tens of thousands at its peak. Like, you don't need a large investment. The smaller the cap, the smaller the investment you need. And that keeps you safe. It keeps your emotions safe. It helps you stay rational and stay level, stay objective. If you ever feel panic over your investments, if you ever feel panic about your investments over your investments, it is 99% of the time because you are overinvested or over-leveraged. There's almost no other reason that you'll feel that way. Doge made me a ton. Elon Musk's welcome to shill my bags whenever he'd like. I was in Doge long before Elon. Copycat. Elon's really good at taking other people's stuff and chilling it. I'll give him that. Julio says that Chirpow's a Republican. I don't doubt it. We don't really talk about left-right politics here because Bitcoin is neither. It's aisle agnostic. It is its own thing. But I'll give you the nod of the hat there. That is interesting. I didn't know that, and I've never heard anyone say it. I didn't know. Yeah, I don't know what value that has, but I find that interesting. Fly on Qcoin. Never heard of it, my friend. But the advice I just gave. about investing in general applies. The smaller the market cap, the smaller the investment you need. And it doesn't feel that way, but I promise you, if you don't respect that, you will end up panicked. You'll end up in fear. Absolutely. The only way to survive is to invest proportionally to market cap. Trolling for attention is very important to Elon. Yes, it is. It is. Colin Dresser, thank you, man. Thomas, true OG. I mean, it's funny, guys, because you have like imposter syndrome, because at one point I had just started in crypto, and guess what? I thought I was too late. Bitcoin was at like 3K or something, and I thought I was too late. It was at 3K for the first time on the way up, and I thought I was too late. Just like everyone feels like they're too late. I had the exact same feelings you did. The only reason I'm still here is because, well, one, leverage didn't exist, but two is because I sat down, I budgeted. I was a huge budget nerd before I was a crypto nerd, and I said, how much money can I afford every month to put into this? And I did that for a long time. And I said to myself, because then price started going back down from 20K, and I said, oh crap, I DCA'd all the way up. You know, I bought some at like 15, 16, whatever K. I said, all right, well, I'm going to keep DCAing until price is above my cost basis. So that means I DCA'd, what? I DCA'd until 2019. I DCA'd for like 3 years plus. Once it went above my cost average, I said, all right, I'm not going to put any more in. If it ever comes back down, I continue to set money aside. That money that I was going to DCA, I continue to set that aside. And what I did is I put it in limit buy orders on Coinbase. And I just layered it down, starting from where? My cost basis. So let's say my cost basis was 6K or something. My first buy would be at 6K, then at 5.55, 4.54, 3.53, 2.52, etc. I just layered them down, and then anytime I got extra money, I would add to the lower limits. I didn't keep stacking at 6. You could. There's nothing wrong with that. But I said to myself, I'm going to make the market come to me. I'm going to make it lower my cost basis, or I'm not going to put in more money. It's not going to get my dollars. I fully never thought ever that those limit orders would buy. They would never. I thought they would never fill. I thought Bitcoin will never go to 3K again after 2018. That's never going to happen. But I'm going to just keep it here. This is my hedge against the market going lower. Instead of panic selling, I'm going to have these walls of buys set. March 2020 came around. No one saw this. No one saw it coming. Even the most bearish of bears at the time. People now will say, "Oh, I saw it coming. I knew 3K." No, you didn't, bro. No, you didn't. You probably weren't even in crypto at the time, if they're saying that. Because the most bearish of bears amongst us, I remember on that day going, "Holy shit! No one saw this coming. This is wild," and it was. I got limit orders filled. I filled limit orders. I wonder if I can pull it up easily. I wonder if I can pull some of them up easily without giving away my data. I don't want to log in while I'm... Okay, cool. I'm already logged in. Let's see if I can find it. But I had limit orders filled that I never thought would. But that was my protection against the downside. And also kind of made me legendary in a way. In many ways, made me legendary. Because I was one of the few people that bought the freaking hard dip, man. Let's see. Can I find it? Where are these? Where are these bad boys? Give me a second. Why can't I find them? I didn't prepare this. I'll find them for another episode. Where is this? It's 2022 still, so that would only be a little bit over 2 years ago. A little bit over 2 years ago. I'm all the way back to like 5 years ago in my Coinbase Pro. Oh my god, I have traded so much. 3 years is too long, and Coinbase froze, as it always does. 2 years. Why can't I find these? Maybe Coinbase forgot about them. That'd be nice. I'm not going to waste any more time. I got legendary fills, but I never expected them to. But the only reason that happened is because I said, I am not going to budge. The worst case scenario, I set myself up for this. The worst case scenario for me was that Bitcoin never went down again. Worst case scenario. And I'd have to cancel these limit buy orders, which I did end up doing eventually, because I had them set lower than 3,500. Those didn't fill. The worst case scenario is I canceled them and I got my money back. I kind of used it like a bank for a while. Worked out. Never would have gotten that. Yeah, it just froze for me. Also, I have a lot of other programs running, so. Wolfman ate my coins. You talk about this more. You know, it's hard, dude. It's hard to, like, you know, we stream a lot, and it's hard for me. Like, seriously, I like when you guys give me feedback like that, because it's hard for me to know. Like, I don't want to just, like, blabber on every day about the same thing, right? Then people wouldn't want to tune in the next day. Like, he's just going to talk about the same boring crap. I agree. I would like to drop the real alpha more often. It's just hard for me to, like, gauge it. Because like I said, I used to be brand new in crypto too, right? And at some point I wasn't. At some point people started calling me an OG. I'm not sure when that happened, but it happened. It still doesn't feel right. Is what it is. We've got 377 likes. Can we get to 420 right now? We gift out some channel memberships. We could do it right now. We have 500 viewers. We could get to 422 likes. That's only like an extra 40. We could do it right now in this second. And then I can gift away memberships at random. YouTube will assign them. You have to be subscribed to get the membership gift randomized in preparation for the 420 likes and our 420 license coming again. You have to be subscribed. It does favor people who engage with the live stream, so feel free to engage extra into that time. Yo, I am smart methinks. I was watching you on Theta in 2019. Bro, that's actually a story. Man, today nothing's happening, so it's just like Tom Crown story time. Theta TV. Okay, so Theta TV is a platform people don't really, I don't know, never really caught on. Theta the token did really well in the bull run. Let me pull it up. This is Theta TV. Shout out to Theta. The token did well in the bull run. The platform never really took off for whatever reason, okay? But I had a stream up on there. And let's see, can you guys see this? So they pay you in their T-Fuel. So if you guys know what, like VeChain, like Vet and Thor, VThor, whatever, like, so T-Fuel is Theta's like reward token. And they paid you in the reward tokens. And like the channel, you know, it never got it. It wasn't like huge traffic or anything. We were probably like this guy with 6 viewers. We might have had like 10 or 20. But since T-Fuel was so, at the time, worthless, I had like tens of thousands of them. And then during the bull run, T-Fuel went up to like 50 cents. Do the math. Somehow it ended up being one of like my biggest cost basis to profit coins ever. And like at the time it was only, I don't know, like maybe, I think total revenue at cost basis was like $100. And it ended up being like tens of thousands. This is a good story. I don't know why I don't stream there anymore. Probably because it's boring. You're engaging with the live stream. 455 likes. There we go, fam. I knew I could count on you guys. I knew. I believed. Let's rip off these memberships. So while I get this... Whoa. Echo. While I do this, we hit 420. We get our 420 license again. While I warm up these memberships, guys, I'm going to give you the opportunity now to make sure you're subscribed, make sure you've liked the stream. You can spam the chat a little bit if you want, just to engage. I don't know how you check if you have membership gifts enabled. I don't know why you have to enable receiving them. I don't know what like harm that could do, but make sure you're subscribed or else you aren't going to be eligible. Make sure you've liked. You're not likely to get them. I'll give you guys like 60 seconds. Roll one. I'm going to roll one right after this. Medical style. Hype it up. Smoke them if you got them. Drink them if you got them. Grab your brews. I could probably get a brew after this. Who wants a brew? Anybody? Bruise for whoever wins the memberships. Spammed. Spizzle-ammed. Good. Good, good. What's up, Champ? How you doing, brother? Champy. Long time no see. Remember you. I don't get to choose who gets them. I don't get to choose. I'm ripping them off now. Get your spams in. Let's see what happens. I will win. I like that. All right. Gifts are live. Hopefully we don't get rugged this time. One time we did it and just didn't give them out. What you drinking, Crypto Poppy? It's a different... There's multiple Crypto Poppies. This is just an energy drink. This is nothing special. No alcohol. Here we go. Our winners, David! David! You deserve it. David is one of our winners. David Brumbley. Well deserved. YouTube really does pick people who are like active engagers. Here's some new names. We got some new names. Beat Nick Classics. Just Plain Crazy. Get Throat. I don't know how to pronounce that. Get 3 Oki. Let's put it that way. Sumanth Kadiala. We have our winners today. Congrats. You now can use the emojis. Can use the emojis in chat. You have a green name. And if you join the Discord and you say your username, I'll give you like the Discord role. Why not? Why not? I love you, fam. The volume is low, but YOLO. Get it done. Get after it. Rugged. Porphyrogentis. I don't know how to pronounce the name, bro. If I could, man, you can't gift them specifically. If I could, I would gift you one because you're here all the time hyping the chat and I love you. Hyping the comments, leaving comments on the videos. I know. I see you. YouTube will find you. I promise. It will find you. It will. Took David a while. Wolfman. Oh yeah, Wolfman. Ate my coins. Thing is, everyone wants an instant $100 to $1 million trade. Never gonna happen, by the way. All this clickbait trade stuff on YouTube is fun. People need to know how to build a portfolio, invest, not gamble. Type of content is far and few in between, bro. We are a gem of a channel. I think I can say that after almost 4 years. We're a gem. There are not many gems like us out there. I totally agree. There is something you need to know about YouTube, guys. You can't, and I hate to say this because it kind of like in a way excuses some other people who maybe are bad actors. You really can't judge anything on YouTube by its title and thumbnail. YouTube puts so much freaking weight on your thumbnail and title that we are super incentivized to make them misleading. You need to actually watch the content to judge it. I hate to say that. I'm not excusing some bad actors out there, man. But it really is worthless. The titles and thumbnails have to be catching. They have to be hooking. But you're right, brother. Not a lot of people out there. I'm just a dude sharing my charts. I don't pretend to know the future. I don't pretend I'm always right. I'm just sharing my experience in crypto because I genuinely love crypto, specifically Bitcoin. I believe it's going to change the future. I believe it already is changing the future. And I think it's going to bring a better future. And I want to share that with others. And that's why you don't see me shilling crap. I definitely shout out our sponsors, Bybit and Market Cypher. We actually have more sponsors coming this month. Probably next stream we'll have them live. But those are platforms. Those are tools. You'll never see me shilling token XYZ for money. Because if I shill it to you and then I dump it or something or it gets dumped, you get wrecked. And now how can I share my passion for crypto with you? I can't. What I want to do is keep as many people floating here as possible. That's always been my goal. Everybody says they're looking out for their viewers, but like I genuinely do. You can ask anyone who's been here. That's like my only goal. I just want people to be able to continue sharing my passion with me because it gets very lonely. It can be very lonely. If everyone gets wrecked, there's no one here. Right? Need BitGet? BitGet, I don't know if I trust them. I don't know. I don't like they. I've spoken with them. I didn't like the way they. I didn't like the way they approached talking. But we have more sponsors coming that keep the lights on. He is cryptically telling us all to go buy XYZ coin. Well, shit. I hope there isn't an XYZ coin. That'd be bad. I hope there isn't. I've been shilling it accidentally the whole time. All-time high volume on Binance. I think it's very telling. think it's very telling soon. It's showing demand. It's showing demand. What else could it be showing? We are at all-time high volumes. Really, no matter how you look at it, we're at all-time high volumes. All right, guys. All right. Make sure you liked and subscribed. My voice is going. Nothing is happening. We made our trade setup for today. It's very hypothetical. Very hypothetical. Make sure you guys have checked out, after the live stream, check out the playlist with all of the wonderful content that our editor has made. It's amazing. It's way better than my content. Make sure you're in the Discord for our live airdrop. I'm going to make you all Bitcoin holders. If you're in the Discord, just hit that verify button, click the green checkmark emoji when you join. Check out the video links in the video description below. I love you all. We're going to be live again soon. Crown out.